Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a new subscriber, you know I love you, you know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always coming back. Okay, so hi guys, thank you guys so much. For as many that love, like, share, comment, you know, on my videos, I am so grateful to you guys. God bless you. Thank you so much. So today, in that spirit, I will do a shout out like I always do on my videos to one of my subscribers who has been, you know, persistent on my channel, leaving beautiful comments and insightful comments also, right? So today I'll be shouting out to, sorry, I might not pronounce this name correctly, right? I think you're from the Eastern African part, right? So the name is Angela Mateki Makwe, right? I don't know if I pronounced that, but Angela, thank you so much. I am so grateful. Thank you for the beautiful comments you leave under my, you know, my videos. I am so grateful. Thank you for always coming back. All right, guys. So today I want to talk about a topic that many of us are we are affected by. Okay, and some of us don't even know that, you know, this is something that exists. Okay, some of you might, but majority of us don't. And I'm saying this because of some experience that I've had recently and some conversations that I've had with a few ladies, and it made me start to think about, you know, our mindset and our ideologies about relationship and about who to be in a relationship with, right? Okay, so today is a chit chat. I'm not here to give you a list of, you know, things you are doing wrong or things you should be doing and stuff. No, today I want us to talk, right? And I'm hoping that, you know, you will talk to me in the comment section below. Okay, so today I want to talk about why you are still single. Yes, why you're still single. Now, like I said, I'm not coming to give you pointers as to the things you're doing wrong and all of that. No, this video I actually want to emphasize on just one point, one particular thing that affects a lot of us, and so many of us don't want to admit that we have been caught in this mode. Many of us, we try to rationalize the fact that this is what is happening. Okay, no matter how much you try to sugarcoat it, this is one of the reasons, right, why you are not married, or possibly one of the reasons why you are not married yet. Okay, so yes, what is this thing, this one thing that I'm talking about? All right, so today I want to talk about our mindsets, like I said, about our ideologies, and about our unrealistic expectation of the person that we should get married. And this you know, goes both for the ladies and the men. Okay, so this is not just, you know a ladies talk. I want to talk about our mindset and our belief system, and what has shaped our belief system into believing that this is what falling in love should be, or this is what falling in love should be with the person you want to get married to. Okay, now majority of our mindset and our thinking, or our mindset about relationships, majority of it, whether you choose to believe it or not, as long as you've been exposed to the media, whether social media, whether especially TV, soap operas. I remember then when I was young, soap operas used to be the big thing. Catalina and Sebastian, Paloma and Diego, One Chance, When You Are Mine, those love, you know, those love stories. Oh my God. I used to dream about Sebastian, like, you know, many of us, our ideologies about, you know, relationships and relationship that leads to marriage is shaped by what we have been exposed to, which is categorically the media, in whatever shape or form it comes from. Okay, many of us still have this mindset, which also comes from the media, because let's talk about, you know, let's talk about Bollywood, for instance. Many of us, if you grew up in Nigeria, there was a time that it was Bollywood that was the main thing. When I was growing up, you watch a lot of Bollywood, and you look at most of Bollywood movies, a girl is living on her own, a guy is living on his own, and one day something happened, they collide together, something the girl is carrying falls down, the girls bend down to pick it up, the guy also bend down to help her, and then they will stand up together, they look into each other's eyes, and since then they could not live after themselves. They could not live without thinking of the other person. They're always thinking of them, dreaming of them. The person falls in love and does crazy things for them. They go through the war and the conflict of love, and then they triumph at the end of the day. And many of us to believe that is the way to meet the right person, even from childhood. Look at Cinderella story, or any other love cartoons that we watched growing up. For Sleeping Beauty, right? This beast man, but she was somehow able to change her because of the love that she has for him. They fell in love with that kind of a beast. You are falling in love. If you are falling in love with an animal, sister, you should know that you need deliverance. This is not a matter of of falling in love, but somehow there was this beast, and she was able to, you know, through her love, you know, fall in love with him. He fell in love with her, and you know, it changed back to this handsome prince. And then Cinderella story, this poor girl, and this is like the storyline of many of Nollywood movies. A servant girl, a poor girl, you know, the king, the prince meets her one day, puts the leg in her shoe, just look into her eyes, and love has happened, just like that. And many of us to believe that the moment we meet the right person that we will get married to, it's going to happen that way. The person is going to sweep you off your feet. You see the person, you cannot be able to sleep in the night. You'll be thinking of the person day and night. You could be dreaming of the person. The person would, you know, preoccupy your head and all of that, because that is what we have been exposed to. Now, that's one angle. The media also shapes our idea of who the ideal man or who the ideal woman is going to be, right? And so, before I even get into that, it's also that particular analogy I gave also appeals to men also. So many of men feel like, oh, they have this hero complex. Whoever woman they are going to get married to, they have to fight and, you know, wade all the obstacles to be able to win the woman's heart and all of that. Our ideologies, okay? And many of us to believe that this is what it feels like. This is what it will feel like when the right person comes. Now, that aside, I was talking about the fact that media has also shaped our ideology of who or what the right person would look like. If you ask a lot of ladies, many of us have spec of who our ideal man or ideal woman should be. You know, tall, dark, handsome. Some tall, fair, handsome. Some tall, rich, dark, handsome. You understand? We have specs. But then I'll ask you, this spec that you have, where did it come from? Where did this thought or this mindset of the person you want to marry, where did it come from? Where did the ideology come from? It didn't come from nowhere. You didn't just sleep and woke up and the next thing you are dreaming of a tall, dark, handsome man. No, this is what we have been fed over and over and over and over again on the media. Majority of the actors, they are real looking. Before they put you in the camera, you have to have certain kind of appearance. You understand? And those are the kind of men. But how many of those men exist in real life? So if all of us are waiting for tall, dark, and handsome, who will marry the short, fair, and I don't think anybody is ugly. It depends on, you know, your sight, okay? Right? Who will marry the remaining who are not tall, dark, and handsome? But the media has told you this is what. Now it is six-pack. It's, you know, six-pack, body building, tall, able to, you know, embrace you, and you should disappear in their embrace and stuff like that. That is what the media, social media now is selling to us. That is the ideal man. Or for the men, it's, you know, before it was Barbie, she should be slim, don't want big women, okay? Or now she should be figure 8, she should have hips, have butt, have this thing. Those that don't have uncle, with that, you know, at least now, you know, God has been helping me to, you know, upgrade. But before I got married, you guys saw my picture already. I neither had front nor back nor side. But you know, who is going to marry the rest of them? But everyone is looking for the ideal. What is the problem? I was listening to Pastor Kingsley the other day when he was talking about the fact that there has never been a generation where there's been more singles than we have now. In our so-called generation where we believe that we are woke, we are eye-opening, we know everything and all of that, there are a lot of men who don't want to get married, a lot of women don't want to get married, so many singles outside. It never used to be like that in the days of our mom. He was talking about the fact he was talking to his mom, that's Pastor Kingsley, about how she met his dad, and she talked about that she was just in her room, an elder in her church came and said, this man says he wants to get married to you, and you know, they just got to talk and everything, and she accepted right there and then, and you know, they got married 4 months later. And if you look at our parents and the older generation, yes, I know their family had issues, but so does, trust me, even those that dated 1 million years, they still end up having issues in their marriage, because issues will come up in your marriage. That is just normal. But it's not ideal for you to be single for long. God did not create you. In the beginning, it was not so. Look at all the times in the Bible. How old was Rebecca when she got married? How old was Sarah when she got married? How old was Elizabeth when she got married? How old was Mary when she was about to get married to Joseph? I'm not encouraging teenage marriage anymore. Of course, we know that that's against the law and whatever. But in the times of our parents, it was very weird for a 30-year-old person not to be married. Now, I'm not here to castigate anybody that is in their 30s or late 20s or whatever age and not married. No, that is not what this video is about. Okay? I believe when, you know, God will bring the right person to you, and I do pray that God will help you to find the right person. that you want to get married to, because I'm believing you are watching this video because you want to get married, okay? Right? So it didn't used to be like that. Why are there so many singles now than we used to have then? Then a 20-something-year-old man is already ready to get married. He's already looking for marriage. The parents are already helping them to look for women. They have criteria in which they select the wife for their male children. I'm not saying we should be doing matchmaking now. I'm just saying the Bible says marry or you burn. In the Bible, biblically, God's design for you is not to be single for long, because God knows that He has put desires in you that will start to, manifest, and you will. But that you see, it takes the grace of God for you to be celibate and single, to be, at a certain age and still be celibate, or at a certain age and still be a virgin. It takes the special anointing and the grace of God. But some of us, we claim to be waiting on God, and God is actually waiting on you. Because we are not, it's not because we have not seen the right person. It's because the person does not fit the ideology that you have in your mind of who the right person should be. I already did a video about attraction, is attraction important and stuff like that. Go and watch that video. If you look at a lot of people that have successful marriages, talk about Sam Adeyemi, talk about, I can't remember the names now, but look at, majority of the people that you have around you. Ask them, was this your ideal person before you got married? Talk about the wife always talk about the fact that the man was not her ideal person. Everything she didn't want in a man, the guy was. Of course, physically. The guy was. And she didn't want that. But at the end of the day, it happened to be the best decision for her. I don't want to use myself as an example, but I'm just saying, look at all of those people. Ask them, they will tell you, oh, it didn't fit into what I wanted. But how did it click? Haven't you seen, you see a very beautiful lady and fine lady or fine man, and you see the woman she got married to or the man he got married to, and you be wondering that where is the correlation? I was listening to the Inzes. I don't know how many of you know the Inzes, Stan Inze, and they were talking about, he was giving an interview talking about how, a lot of people were like, they didn't expect him to get married to the person he got married to. But when you listen to their love story, I've been following their channel, it's called the Inzes, if you want to check it, NZE on YouTube. When they talk about their friendship story, how everything built up. But in this generation, we don't want to marry friend. I was listening to a live session. I only listened for a few minutes because my network was acting up by Pastor Kingsley yesterday. I was talking about the person you want to marry. You're supposed to friend zone the person. But we don't want to build it. Okay, so a while ago, my husband introduced a friend of his to another friend, someone that he trusts and someone he knows, right? And after like a week or so, the girl was like, she's not feeling, she doesn't think she's not feeling and stuff. And honestly, I felt so bad, because I'm like, it's not because it didn't work out that made me feel bad, but it's the fact that you have not even given this guy a chance to be able to know if this is it. Now, there are obvious signs that happens in the first week that feels like, no, this person is not. This person, you shouldn't be with the person. There are obvious signs that come. Maybe he's authoritative, maybe he dismisses you, maybe he's rude, or he's abusive, or he uses words carelessly, or does not believe in God. Now, those are things that, from the onset, you shouldn't even take it to the next level. Do you understand? That's what I always say. You need to know what you want before you even decide to go and start accepting men. Because if you don't know what you want, they will offer you anything. Right? But in what you want, don't emphasize so much on the physical aspect, right? So, like I'm saying, my anger in that is like, you didn't even take your time to be able to even get to know this person. Personally, I always say, when I met my husband, I didn't love him. I didn't feel attracted to him. However, now, see, let's leave it. You understand? Because I want you guys to do me a favor. Take your right wrist, okay? As you're watching, drop the phone or whatever it is to watch. Now take your right wrist, okay? Now I want you to pinch yourself tight, okay? Pinch it tight. Now, did you feel the pain? Are you feeling the pain of that pinch? Now, after 10 minutes, time yourself. After 10 minutes, ask yourself if you are still feeling that pain. That's feelings. So why will you base a decision as important as marriage based on just feelings? This is what the enemy used to play with our minds. So when a person comes to you, you are so focused on that feeling. And you see, the truth is, when the feeling goes before friendship, there are lots of things that you overlook. There are a lot of things that you are supposed to look, but you don't look. So that person that comes and sweeps you off your feet, you cannot sleep without the person, you can't drink without the person, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then you end up, dating. Let's even say you guys did not get married, hopefully, okay? But if you act on that feelings and you end up getting married or you get up dating, and I don't know if it has happened to you, you're so much in love, oh, what? You understand? The guy finally asks you out, you guys are dating, and 2 weeks later, something's just irritating you about him. Falling in love is not the way to get married. In marriage, you stand in love. And the only way you stand in love is when you build friendship. I always say this. I know sometimes timing, a guy might come to you and tell you, hey, I want to get married to you and all of that. Yeah, let's, there are situations like that where there's no time, the guy loves you, but don't be in a hurry. Marriage is not something you rush into. Build and establish friendship. So a guy is coming to you now and he says, okay, he likes you and whatever, you guys should date. In that, don't say because you are not feeling totori in your body, you outrightly reject him. And sometimes it's not everyone that approaches you that you end up marrying. Some people are just there to help you in future. Try and build friendship. Let friendship precede love. Because when you build friendship first, it helps you to see things. It helps you to know the person. So a guy approaches you, hey, I want to date you. Okay, cool. I'm open to it. However, I would like to get to know you first before, I make that decision. Let's be friends. And if he's not willing to be friends with you, why do you want to marry someone that doesn't want to be friends with you to begin with? And friendship can also be in dating, right? So you cannot, okay, if he says, he wants you guys to date, okay, let's date. But in dating, don't be so focused on marriage in your head. Don't be so focused on, the feelings part of it. Build friendship. In that time when you guys are getting to know each other, build friendship. Let friendship precede love. Because trust me, you will have to rely a lot on your friendship after marriage. Because it's not every time you will feel love. I told you guys already when I asked you to paint yourself, feelings are so unreliable. Feelings can be up today and down tomorrow. Feelings, you will feel so much in love with this person today, tomorrow, small thing the person do, you'll be irritated. And the thing about falling in love is, when you're falling in love, you don't see certain things. After days, give it that feelings days, give it a week, 2 weeks max. You start to see the things that your eyes does not see, your eyes was not seeing. Start to notice that his teeth is not proportionate, the way he smiles is cocky, he does not eat right. But in the last 2 weeks, you were not seeing those things. Why? Because you were head over heels in love. But let one small issue happen, you start to see some things that you were not seeing before. My problem is, I don't want you to be trapped in marriage. Think about it. Think about the guys that have approached you. And think about why did you not take it further with them? They didn't fit what you think it should be like. Did you even take out the time to even pray about him? To get to know him? Every day I'm grateful that I did not act on my feelings when I met my husband. Because if I was to act on my feelings, I would not even respond to his chats. But it's just, I wasn't thinking of even dating him. I wasn't even thinking of marrying him. So okay, let's be friends, and we talk every time. Our values align. We're interested in similar things. It's intellectual. Is this? Is that? We started based on pure friendship. No thought about I'm sure he had thoughts about marriages, and I did know that this guy has an aim to this friendship we're building. But in that 2 months, it was just pure, how was your day? We'll talk about our day, tell us about his day, we'll bring up the topic, we'll talk about it generally and all of that. And after you are friends, then you now decide if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. But what we do in this our time, we put love or falling in love ahead of friendship. And by the way, I'm hosting a class coming up. I I think I should do this in the beginning because I don't know, Sha. Hi guys, so I'm hosting a class. It's called One-on-One with Victoria Fash. It's a one-on-one mentorship program. I'll be hosting with some amazing guys and ladies. We already have a number of people who have registered. Thank you so much if you have registered. If you haven't, the registration will be closing on Friday, this Friday, because class will be starting on Saturday. So if you haven't registered, trust me, you will miss out because we'll be discussing a lot of topics, okay, in this class. I'll also be having a one-on-one session with you to be able to walk you through your relationship, what you need to be doing, what you need to stop doing, and all of that. We'll be talking about those things one-on-one, okay? All right, so if you haven't registered, I'll leave the link in this description box. Please register. I promise you this is not one you're going to regret, okay? All right, so back to what I'm saying. I was when I was preparing the notes for the class, I was talking about the different types of love, and honestly, many of us mistake that eros. There are different. There's eros, there's philia, there's every other types of love. But that eros is that feeling of intimacy. It's purely sexual. It's purely physical. We mistake that for love. That's not love. Love is not a feeling. Love is an action. If you go to the Bible says, husband, love your wife. It didn't say love the person you want to marry. It didn't say love your girlfriend. Do you understand that? Yes, the Bible says that he that finds a wife. So if you have to put those things together, when you find, how do you find? Finding is not going about chasing and looking for who to marry. No. The people that you have, interact with them. The people that you have in your circle, talk to them, get to know them and all of that. It is in that process of getting to know each other that you find, out of the people you have, you find your wife. And then when you find her, the Bible says that you love. Love comes after finding. But we want to put love first. We want that love, erotic love. And the love the Bible is talking about, talk about biblical love. Biblical love is sacrifice. It said, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church, that he gave his life for the church. Love is not what we call love. That thing we call love is mere attraction. And it is so trivial. It's so futile. It's today is there, tomorrow is not there. You know, many times I don't feel love with my husband. But that friendship, most of the times I enjoy my marriage, it's not the sexy times, most times. I mean, I enjoy that too, but it's not the sexy times most times. But it's the times when we just play around, when it does things that makes me laugh, when we just, make ourselves laugh crazy. Friendship. Friendship is so important. Don't put the cat before the bag. About days to say it. Cat before the... Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Let's not be deceived by what society and what media and what every other thing has made us to believe falling in love should be. When you meet the person you are married, you are not hallucinating. You know exactly what you are getting into, because why? You have built friendship, and it's from that friendship, during that friendship period, you already know its characteristics, its values, and you are not clouded by any feeling whatsoever. And trust me, when you start to talk, conversation, you get to know each other, he cares for you, you care for him, then that feeling that you are looking for, that you did not see in the beginning, will start to grow. And this time it will be genuine, not just based on what you see physically. If every decision you make, or if you make an important decision which is marriage, based on feelings, based on a person's physical look, what if tomorrow something happens, acid pours on the face, or fire accident happens, God forbid, or age comes? What happens? Pastor Cakes always, one of the pastors that I follow, if you look at their picture when their wife married them, you be like, what did this lady see in this man's body? Whatever you are looking for, trust me, my husband was not this way when I got married to him. Trust me. A lot of people say it in the comments section, my husband is finer and fresher, to the glory of God and to my handwork. You understand? You can eventually, help him to be the person you want him to be physically. Right? Of course, if he's short, you cannot help him to grow tall again. You understand that? But there are lots of things you should look out for. Your values, does it align? Look at the animals. What do they look for in their mates? Someone who can protect them. Someone who can defend them. Someone who can care for them, who can provide for them. And that's like basic things you should be looking for in marriage. And then the other things, your values. Does it love God? Does it trust? Does it, what's his relationship with God like? How does it treat me? Does it respect me? Does it respect my opinions? Our values, where we see ourselves in the future, does it align? Does it believe in what I believe in? Is it a person that shuts me up? Is it a person that trusts me? Is it a person that is trustworthy? There are a lot of things you should look out for. But then you go for the one that fits your spec, so to speak. And inside, his character is disgusting. His character is rotten. Is that the person you want to spend the rest of your life with? Someone you cannot be together without touching each other. Any small thing, the two of you are dating. You cannot see each other without touching, kissing, going into bed. That's a topic for another time. Because one of the reasons why a lot of guys are not getting married is because then it's hard, apart from prostitutes, it's hard for you to say a decent person, lady, give herself to a man anyhow. Virginity was still a virtue then. But now, we give them the food before marriage. And then it's not just you, there are 5 other girls giving him food. Why will he get married? Anyway, that's a topic for another time. But for now, I want to challenge your mindset. That person, do you know how many testimonies that I've heard? How many testimonies that, they didn't feel like he didn't fit it, but they just let them just try and just give him, audience. I try to, hear him out and stuff. And they built friendship. And before you know what's happening, that feeling, this one is not emotional love. This is genuine love. You start to have genuine love towards the person. But my husband then, when we're talking, like when I come back in the night, when I close from work, I cannot wait to, because normally we talk in the night when I get back from work. During the day we chat, but in the night, we try to review our days together and stuff like that. It's not sexual. It's not, touching. But I was always looking forward to getting home and let's talk about anything and everything. We make ourselves laugh. That is what you should be looking for in your marriage, because trust me, you will not feel love for your partner every time. That physical attraction love, it will be there every time. So why do you want to base that on physical attraction alone? Now, am I saying that you shouldn't be careful you get married? That's why I said take time, get to know the person, know the values, know everything. Friend zone the person. Even if your feelings, you are attracted to the person physically from afar and the person comes to you, friend zone him. Build friendship. Let nothing happen between the two of you physically. Just get to know him on the platonic level. And know, that's when you know his intention. If he's just there to mess you up and leave you. Oh gosh, I just remember someone who sent me a DM. Nothing ever comes, I don't want to be absolute, but trust me. When you're just getting a relationship, you're already giving your body out. It's only one out of maybe 50 that ever would lead to marriage. It's statistics. This is not even me talking. Go and read it. It's like there are a lot of research on it. Read about people who cohabit or people who start having sex before marriage, and how many of them eventually get married. So then why? Gosh, I have so many, and it hurts my heart every time I try to give advice and I tell them, people that are close to me that I can't tell them, don't stop giving this guy your body. It's going to abandon you. I say, oh no, he loves me. At the end of the day, his breakfast. See, I know they say virginity or celibacy is out of date, but trust me, it can never be out of date, because that is the way the maker made it. The Bible says that the woman's heart, a time will come, the woman's heart will always, I don't want to go into that. But let me just give a snippet. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video, why you should not have sex before marriage. The Bible says that your wife's heart, the woman's heart will always be to please her husband. That is it in the Bible. And that's why the man would cheat on you, he would slap you. There was one, Pastor Kiss was saying, he was talking about in one of his preaching. He said the guy even brought a girl into you people, you are not married yet. Funny, you were staying together. He brought a girl into his house and asked you to excuse him, took the girl inside, had sex with the girl, and you're still asking the Pastor Kiss, should I? Do you know how many of those messages I still have? The guy cheats on you, he lies to you, he does, and you're still asking me, what can I do? Should I leave him? Is that something you should be even asking? But do you know why that happens? Do you know why it's so difficult for you to leave that abusive relationship? Because abusive to your mindset, abusive every other aspect, does not have to be physically alone. Do you know why? Because it's in the Bible. desire will always be to please her husband. And you might be thinking that, oh, but we are not married. What is marriage in God's sight? Sex. That's it. The Bible says Adam knew his wife. They became one, right? A man will leave his father and his mother's house. Cleave to the man. Cleaving is sex. So whether you have gone to altar or not, in the eyes of God, the person you sleep with, you are married to that person. And the moment you share that sexual bond, because you guys don't understand how sex bonds you. You share that bond, then it's difficult for you to let go, even though the person is giving you all the signs. I don't want to get into that. Again, we'll talk about that in another video, but this I'm saying, don't let that challenge your mindset. That mindset you have of the ideal person, where did it come from? Where? Why are you not attracted to a short person? Why? Who told you short people are bad? Who told you short people will not make good husbands? Who told you that short people? Why are you not attracted to short people? Ask yourself, what did they do to you? Did a short person traumatize you? But it's not your spec. Where did that spec come from? That's my question. If you have the answer, put it in the comment section. Where did it come from? We all created in the image of God, right? So God created us all equally, different size, different shape, different everything. So where did the mindset that your ideal man should be this, where did it come from? God did not give you that mindset. Physically, anything physical shouldn't be it shouldn't be the reason why you decide to get married to anybody, because you like them physically alone. Now, am I saying that marry somebody that you cannot stand? Someone that's genuinely, you cannot stand the sight of them? No. That's why I said, friend zone the person. Get to know each other. That thing you think you don't like, that shortness you think you don't like. You see, I used to like six packs. Trust me, I'm between the two of us. I don't want my husband to hear. I used to like men that have six packs. When I met my husband, hey, his stomach is even better now. Husband had, daddy's stomach. See, that stomach became my pillow. I loved it. See, they had told me then that I would say it's a lie. It is possible for you, for that mindset or that thing you think you need to have, or your ideal person needs to have physically. It is possible for the person not to have it, and for you to still be in love with the person. You just need to give the person time. Get to know each other. Don't be too quick to dismiss. Get to know each other. But of course, there are signs that you see it, you run. And I've already talked about those. I'm not going to repeat myself. So anyways, guys, this is where I'm going to end the video. Let me know if this has blessed you in any way. Let me know what you think about the video in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Remember to register for one-on-one with Victoria Fash. Will be starting this Saturday, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. As I need to go and rest my voice, because yeah, we have a lot to talk about, and I cannot wait to see you guys in class. Thank you once again for joining me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Share this video to anyone you think might need this, right? And if you're married, I want to know, were you physically attracted to your husband before you got married to the person? Okay, now also one other thing is a bonus. If you watch to this point, right, I'll be giving one person a free access to my class. Now, if you're here right now listening, you have to be the first person to type. What should you type now? Type pick me, right? Pick me, that's all. Don't put, nobody should put any expo. Type pick me if you were able to watch at this point, and then I'll look out of all of you, and then I would choose somebody to pick to be in the class. And again, this is a class that happens on Saturday and Sunday. Saturdays is a general class, Sunday is a one-on-one class, right? So yeah, you have to be able to be available. Saturday evening, we're starting around 7:30 p.m. in the evening, right? Yeah, so you have to be video on. If you know you will not be able to make it, don't even bother to participate. So pick me in the comment section below, and I will choose one person or two out of all of you. So thank you guys once again for joining me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, my name is still Victoria Fash. All right, bye. Bye guys.